Oh my god, I think this is grass. Look at that. It took over my garden space. That's just grass or weeds. Good lord. That was not supposed to be in there. Look at that. I thought that was onion, like onion leaves. That is not what that is at all. Is one of my onions hiding in the middle of this? Did you kill my onion? Hey friends, welcome back to Just a Little Homestead. My name is Wilma. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here. Today we are harvesting carrots and weeds. Apparently I have weeds in my beds that I had no idea were there. You'll see the discovery when I'm pulling out the carrots. But I guess we're harvesting weeds as well. It's a fun day. So I'll show you everything that we do at the end. So stick around and watch. Okay, so I'm testing to see if my carrots are ready. So I'm supposed to check the outside. Okay, so I'm going to try this one here. I'm going to move the soil around it. Look it. There is my carrot. Ready to harvest. Okay, so I'm going to do a test one on this one. And then we'll start pulling the rest of them out in a bit. Look at that. My very first carrot. And we are a bit past the 75 days that it takes to grow them. So this one is definitely ready to go. Let me grab these leaves so I don't accidentally pull out anything else, since it's surrounded by onions. Okay. This is kind of hard. Oh my god. Look at that. My first carrot. So excited. Oh my god. That's cool. That is so cool. Okay, so that was earlier. So we pulled out 3 earlier, and now I'm gonna be pulling out the rest of them. Now some of these onions I thought they were ready also, because look, they fell over. But I'm not sure if it's actually ready, because this is still really green. It doesn't look like it's dying. So I don't know if they just fell because of all the wind that we've been having. They knocked it over. I don't want to pull them and then they're not ready. So I'm still trying to figure out what to do with those. But these carrots, if these are the Bolero, because I did Bolero and then I did the Envy. So I don't know if these are the Envy or the Bolero carrots. The ones that I did earlier were really big. Well, 2 of them were big. This one looks kind of small. Maybe the Envy is just small, like a smaller version of it. And they're still ready. I need to see the date that I planted the Envy, because that I don't remember. Let's look over here. So this might be, these don't look as big as the other ones. That might be the Envy. See the ones in this bed? Let me go back over here. Look, here's another onion that fell over. See that? But I thought those were supposed to look dead, and they don't. And look, some of them are starting to flower. Look at that. They're not supposed to be doing this. But our dumb weather keeps getting cold and then hot and then cold and they're hot. So my onions are probably very confused. They think we've gone through like 5 different seasons. So now they're starting to seed, which is crazy. So I don't know what to do. Let me see. Let me check one of these carrots. Look at that onion ball. It's still little though. Okay. Let me find a carrot that looks like this one. Look at that. See, that one looks like a bolero carrot. See that? Okay, so let me grab this without grabbing anything else. I don't want to accidentally pull the onions. Sorry, onion, move out the way. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I have y'all everywhere. And this is kind of hard. When people do it on TV and I'm watching, it looks so easy. They just pull this out. This is not really that easy to pull out. Look at that. Oh my God. My carrot. Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen? I planted a seed and look what it became. That is amazing. I grew a carrot. I'm so excited. So this is gonna take up a lot less room once I pull everything out. The onions are gonna be able to finish growing and have more airflow. Let me see. I don't know if this is... See, I should have planted the other ones in a different bed because now I don't know if this is the bolero or the envy. That. It's so pretty. You see, this one is just way... Why is this so close to my onion? That's an onion. But this is a carrot. Why is there a carrot next to my onion? Is that a carrot? Where is the carrot at? That's not the carrot. Okay. Sorry, onion. Trying to find the little onion leaves and follow it. Right here. Sorry. Thought y'all were looking down. See, this one looks very skinny. So is that... I don't know what that is. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. And they are just everywhere in the middle. Wish I could tell which one was which, but the leaves look very similar to the other. Maybe I should just try to find the ones that are fat. See, these look skinny. See, I don't think that one was ready. I wonder if that was the other carrot. It'll be a tiny one. See, look, this is a baby leaf right here. Why? This one too. Is this from the other? That might be the other one. So maybe the other ones are shorter. I just need to look at it that way. The small leaves are the other, and the tall leaves are the bolero that I planted first. Because I think I did the other ones in March. I need to go find the date. So I'm going to do some of those today. I can show you the harvest when I'm done. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it all by myself or wait till my husband and my children get here. Well, I say children, they are my children, but they're all 21 and up. They're still my babies. But I'm going to see if they want to pull a couple of them as well, so everybody can join in the fun. And then I'll show you the harvest after. I don't want to take all the fun in case they did want to try some. Look at my little holes now where the carrots were. Okay, real quick, back to this. We started this earlier and then I had to run inside. Now, I don't know if these are tiny because there's so many. I don't know how I planted 3 next to each other when I was only supposed to do 1 in between these onions. So let me pull maybe the middle one out to loosen it up. I don't know if these are going to be big at all because they're crushed. It's little. I think the thing broke. And that's because there's so many right here. I don't know how I did that. It was only supposed to be 1 next to this onion. I really hope it didn't hurt the onion. Look at that. And 1 more. How I got 3 here, no idea. I only meant to throw 1 in between these onions. Look at this. So now they have more room to grow. Sorry, little onion. And this one's a tiny one, so this is probably the one that I did in March. I'm glad I moved those 3 because there's no way they were going to get that big in between those onions. I did a couple from here, and some of them were little. Look at this little bitty thing. It's so tiny. Maybe I should start these 2 beds because this is where I started before. This is where I started planting the carrots first. Look at my little harvest of carrots. And I haven't even done all of them yet. Alright, let's see if I can find another little fruit. Where are you? They are hiding so well in here. Okay, here's one. Okay, so one of my sons just got here, and he did come pull a carrot out. And now I'm trying to find some more. They're just so well hidden in all of this greenery. And some of them, I'm leaving in because I think they're the second variety that I planted because they look tiny when I spoon around it. Is that what they call it? And look at my onions. You can see them bulbing up. They're coming out. Look at that. So cool. Where are you? This little carrot. I see the leaves. Which variety are you? Are you the Valero? You might be. Let's see. Is there two here? There is two. One big, one little. Well, at least I'm making room. This is just hard to find. I could have swore that I did this in the little square in between all of these. They are still hard to find. Here's one. Look at that. Where are you at? Well, it's making some room in here. So when I water, it'll go down more into the holes, it looks like. Some of these are just so well hidden. Okay, I don't think there's any more on this side. Let me go to the other side. These didn't look big, so I'm going to leave those there. I need to put some more water in this. Let me find this one. You look very tall. Is this you? Yes. See it? Why does it look like there's two here? Must have dropped two. I sure did. Look at that. It's not supposed to be two. Okay, I see another. I just have to follow you down. Get my onions. You're little. Okay, there's another. Another two. Oh my god, I need to be more careful when I'm putting these here. Look, that one's squished. Or opened. What's going on with that one? Look at that. So weird. I don't know what happened to the other side. That one does not look ready. Okay, are you one of the first ones? This might be. Oh yeah, look at that. A bolero carrot. I see another leaf in there. Where are you at? Follow your stem down. You're tiny. Those look short. This one, where are you? I think I just checked that one. You were little? Yes, you were. Okay, I think that might be all the big ones from this bed. Good size. This one's tiny, so I think this is the second one. I'm trying to find the big leaves. There's one right in the middle. This is going to be interesting trying to get that one. What is this? Is this a... Why does that look like grass? What is this? Is this grass? What is this? How come I never noticed this? Seriously? Is that what this is? Is there grass growing right here? I do believe it is. Look at that. Grass growing right here. That's crazy. Look. And I didn't even notice. This was growing on the other side, look, of my onion bed. I don't even know what kind of flowers those are. I don't know if that started out as an onion, because that is the red onion in that bed. And the stem looks kind of red right there, but I don't know what that is. Look at this wind. This is insane. Wonder if I have any more grass growing in here that I didn't pay attention to. What is this? That one looks tiny. They're such weird shapes. And more grass. Oh my god. Why I never thought to come look for grass inside my beds. I have no idea. That one's not ready. Is this one tiny too? There's one right in the middle I want to get. And I have all this stuff in the way. I want to water. I watered these yesterday, but it feels so light. But you're about to get a lot of rain. So I don't want to overwater you. Okay, where is this at? There you are. Look at these, all fell over, but they don't look dead. Look at that one's ready. That was a good one. That's tiny. That one's tiny. Baby ones in there. Okay. That didn't hurt nothing. I had my knee right there. Let me get to the other side somehow. Those were not ready. That's a lot. Sorry. That one looks tiny. Another one was like that too. I don't know why. You see, what is this? Is this grass? That doesn't look like an onion. Oh my God, is that another thing of grass? Let me take this out and get close to this. That doesn't look like an onion. How in the world is there grass growing right there? Is this what this is? Oh my God, it is grass. Why? No, this one's not ready, but I need to get this. I think this is grass. Oh my God. How do I have grass growing in my bed and I never paid attention? I don't think this is an onion. I think this whole thing took over. Is there an onion close by? There's an onion there. Oh my God, I think this is grass. Look at that. It took over my garden space. That's just grass or weeds. Good Lord. That was not supposed to be in there. Look at that. I thought that was onion, like onion leaves. That is not what that is at all. Is one of my onions hiding in the middle of this? Did you kill my onion? Look at all this space it took up. Nothing else could grow next to it. Look at this little onion. It had no room to do anything. Two of them again. I need to be very careful when I'm planting these. I can't believe that I had grass in the middle. I think that's another one right there. That one right there. That's grass. Disguising itself as one of my onions. Is that what this is over here? Good Lord. Oh my Lord. Let me go to the other side. I have a bunch of grass in here. Is that what you are? You're not an onion or a carrot. Why are you in my bed? Look, right here. Everything was looking so full and beautiful. I wonder if I have so much more grass over there. I didn't even pay attention to this side. I bet you there's grass in there. How did it do that? I'm like 18 inches off the ground. Look at how much room there is in here now. Without the grass. I need to get that one. There's grass right there. I cannot believe that. Look at all my harvest. That sure is grass. Look at that. Right next to my onion. There's my onion right there. Look. My onion's to the right, and this is grass. You're not a carrot, and you're not an onion. You shouldn't be in here. You're disturbing my stuff. You little faker. You're not supposed to be there. Look at all this. I was here too. Trying to hide and pretend you're an onion. And you are not. Look at all that. That was in my bed. And there's more. Look, now that I'm paying attention, now I can see the difference. Oh my God. Look at that. I cannot believe that. Right next to my onion. Just taking up my onion's space. Look, another one. Look at all this. I thought I was just going to be pulling some carrots out. Not taking grass out of here. Look, here's more. Okay, now I know to look for this little faker stuff. I cannot believe that. I can't believe that was all in there. And I think I found some more. Oh my God. This is crazy. Y'all are going to disturb my stuff. That's insane. My poor Little onions. Trying to be taken over by fake onions or pretending onions. But now everything looks like there's so much space without this grass in there. That's crazy. Now I need to go through all the beds. And I can see some already now that I know what I'm looking for. Oh my God. Right there. And right there. That's crazy. And right here. Oh my God. How did you get in here? Look, I pulled out one of my onions. Oh no. This stupid grass. Okay, so how does that work? I just accidentally pulled out this little baby onion that was not ready. Did I take the root out? Oh my God. I think that one's gonna be a loss. It's right next to my onions. And I don't want to just cut the roots because then it's gonna keep growing. I want to pull it out. These roots are so long. It does not want to come out. I'm gonna have to pay attention to make sure they don't keep growing. I just disturbed my little onion. I feel so bad. Okay. Let me use two hands. I'm gonna get off the camera and get this done. These are all the weeds that we got from this bed. Now it looks so bare. And look at this. I cannot believe I had all of this in this bed. I seriously thought that was onions. I thought all the leaves were onion leaves. They were faking. They weren't onions. They were pretending to be onions so they could grow in my bed. I seriously had no idea that I was supposed to be looking for weeds in a garden bed. Excuse me. I was only looking for weeds coming up through the weed fabric, not that. So now I know I need to go through and make sure that there are none. But look at this. This bed and that bed is full of weeds. So I'm going to be tearing them out right now. And then they're going to end up looking like this, to where you can see everything. That is insane. I had no idea that that was in there until I started harvesting carrots. And I was like, that's not a carrot or an onion. And then that just led to the next one and the next one. And oh my God, this is going to look so different once I take all these weeds out. I don't even know what to say. I feel so dumb that I didn't catch that before. I don't know what I was thinking or wasn't thinking. How did I miss that? It's been growing in there for months because look at how big it is. I seriously thought this was the onions going to seed because of the crazy weather. But it's not the onions at all. It's the weeds going to seed because they've been living in here forever. I'm speechless. Let me pull these out. Look at all these weeds from this side of the bed and my little carrots. Look at this one. That's a big boy. Look at him. He's huge. So pretty. Look at how empty everything looks now without all those weeds. Look at all those weeds on the ground. I cannot believe that. I can't tell you how dumb I feel that I had no idea this was weeds in here or grass and not just onions and carrots. I cannot believe that. Let me finish. Look at this one. They're hugging each other. Isn't that so cute? These are all the weeds that I got out of that bed. Do you remember what that looked like before? Look at that. I can't believe that. There's still a couple carrots in there, but look at my harvest. Look at all of this. I have tons of carrots. This bed wasn't too bad. I had a lot of carrots in here. Not a lot of weeds, but this is where I figured out there was weeds. How I didn't figure that out in the other beds that had a ridiculous amount, I don't know. This came out of here. There's still some carrots in here. And then back here, this pile is actually from that bed and this bed. And I left some carrots so that my family can pull those out. But look at that. I still can't believe that. I feel like such a fool. How I didn't realize that there was weeds growing in here. I seriously thought it was all the tops of the onions looking so pretty. I kept saying how beautiful it was, and I was just calling the weeds beautiful. Still can't believe that. So now this will be able to get more light because this tomato plant was not doing well. Well, now I have more room to grow more stuff in here. Plenty of room. Because it doesn't look like a lot of the onions made it because there was no room for them to breathe because these had completely taken over. You should have seen the clusters that these were just stuck together, taking over all the room. There's a couple onions that hadn't even started growing. They're still tiny like when I planted them because there was no room for them to do anything with all the weeds. It looks so different now. It looks good though. They can breathe. Now there's breathing room. Excuse me. Well, I think that's it for the day. Who knew I was going to be harvesting weeds along with my carrots? Now I'll know next year what to look for. Or actually, not just next year, the rest of the year when I'm planting stuff. I know to look for that. I don't even know how that grew in here. I don't understand where it came from. But okay. Hey everyone. Okay, I was just editing this video and realized that I never made an ending, so I'm just throwing this out there really quickly for you just to end the video properly. I want to thank you all for watching. I know it was probably, or it probably is going to end up being quite a long video. I had so much going on that day. First harvesting carrots and then all of the weeds that you saw. It's insane that I never noticed all of that was in my beds. I still feel like a big dum-dum for not seeing that, especially watching the beginning part of the video where I'm just going through the beds and looking for carrots and I can see it. Now I can see it. I can see all the weeds right next to my hands when I'm picking carrots and I'm just so oblivious. that they're there. It's still crazy to me. But thank you again for watching that crazy video. But the beds are clear now. Hopefully they stay out like that. But thanks again, and I will see you on the next video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.